Erect for you mother lovers. What's going on? We are back again. That's right. We missed a little week, didn't we? But we're back again, mother lovers, with something you might not never know nothing about. I'm your host right here, MysDiggi, with my co-host, Dan DNA, a.k.a. Dan Dolph. What's going on, bruv? You good?
I'm good.
Good in the hood. You know what I mean? We've been enjoying a bit of the sun now over here in the UK. And it's been amazing. I think, people are definitely starting to loosen up a bit. You know what I mean? Creating that vitamin D from within, getting the sunshine from without. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's time now. Yeah. I think people can relax a bit more. It's a new dawn. It's a new day, as they say. Do you know what I mean? It's a new year. You know, we just got into it. We're really coming alive. I think people can understand now what my campaign was about when I was saying that really and truly we shouldn't be celebrating the new year in some dead out part of the, you know what I mean, whatever you want to call it. It's just that it doesn't make sense. It's better we celebrate now. Funny enough, there are a few religions that do celebrate at these sort of times. So, you know, I think we're onto something there. We'll keep the campaign going though, as always. You know what I mean? You know how we do, man. Yeah. D, you're on board now. You get it, innit? You get what I'm saying.
You know what I'm talking I've got 2 New Years. Yeah,
I've
got
two
like
New
the
Years,
official
right?
New Year for the family, for everyone else.
Yeah.
You know, and then I've got like the personal New Year. I'm like,
It's
really, it's spring. That's the New Year.
Yeah. I think people.
Yeah, the other one, I keep the other one alive. You know, just for tradition.
Just for the sake of
keep my mum happy.
Yeah.
I wish she wouldn't be happy if she rang me on New Year's Eve and I was just like, it's not New Year's for another 3 months, mum.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true, man. You can't really mess with people like that. I've been noticing that for sure, man. Like, you know what I mean? Just to get people to even try and step out of their little cocoon that they're in, where it's like, this is how everything is. It's like, it's hard, man, to crack that cocoon and get them. You know what I mean? Just look outside. Just look. There might be other reasons for whatever it is. Like different bits of information, man. It's amazing.
It's easier to break the egg from the inside than it is from the outside. You know? A baby bird can crack out of an egg, but it couldn't crack into an egg. You know.
Do you reckon?
I think that's why eggs are shaped the way they are.
I guess so, but there are like you'll get like, you know what I mean? I think it is the eagles and ostriches as well. They eat their own eggs and that. Some of them, not as in their own, but they'll eat other.
Yeah, but for an adult bird could break into an egg, but a baby bird's got no real strength. But then what that tells you is that you have to incubate people's eggs for them. So if you want to get ideas across to people, you got to sit on them. You got to sit on them.
You got to sit on the egg for a little bit. You got to keep it warm.
You got to find out what their egg is, and then you've got to like sit on it, warm it up.
Let them find the tender point. They got to find the tender part of that egg in their time. All you can do is sit on it.
Yeah.
And breathe. Just take your time.
Keep it warm.
Keep it warm. Don't try and persist. Don't try and, do you know what I mean? Don't try and rush the egg from cracking. Don't try and rush the egg into cracking, basically.
Exactly.
You got to let them slowly peck away. Once they find that point, then bam. Then you move your butt off the whole thing, and they can finally crack out of that dumbass egg that they're in. Yeah. Little eggheads. It's hardcore, man. But, you know, I think, like you're saying, sit on it. Bit by bit, people will start to understand. Because it is a tricky world out here. Do you know what I mean? But it's the real world. And I don't think people should be afraid of the real world because you've been in it all this time. All it is that you're getting to understand it a bit more, with a bit more clarity. You know what I mean? A bit more understanding, that's all. But big up to the Uncommon Senses landing in with us. As always, we love you lot, man. Thank you for tuning in. Big up to Turbo Tubalicious. Yes, Robbie Love. Big up your more. Welcome back, Sistrin. Hope you're well. Hope you recovered well from everything you've been going through. We've definitely been keeping you in our hearts, in our thoughts, whilst you've been away. You know what I mean? So it's good to see you're back in the building. Shout out to Robbie Love. Big up Mr. Green. What up, what up? Big up to Regantology. Yes, sir. Hold tight, Martha Sovereign. Yes, missed you lot. She said, Martha says, missed you lot. I said, she says, you know. Said missed you lot. It's true, man. Missed you lot as well, for real. You know, like they're just a week away. It just feels like, right, boy, that's way too long. You're wondering how people are. Let's get that roll call in early. You know what I mean? What's the roll call out there? Because man, I've been blazing. I got some Moroccan pollen, boy, that's been banging. It's like, yo. Yeah, clean as well. You know what I mean? You don't stank of it. You know when you're walking around, you think you stank. Yeah, but it's been good, man. Also some, what's it called? Cream soda as well.
Yeah.
A bit crazy. Yeah, boy, it's been a bit good, you know what I mean? It's keeping me on
Is
the
that
level.
an old one or is that like a...
Not necessarily, nah. I think it's been around a few years. But it's quite a clean one as well. A nice indica. In the car. You lean back.
Lean back.
Yeah, lean back. And then some, what was the other one? A new one, old one, but goodie. Cherry AK-47. Jeez. Yeesh. You remember the days, AK-47? That's old school.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And it's funny, we were talking about whether sort of the older lineage strains seem to have a longer lasting sort of effect on you, because it can be like, and I'm sure with the Stardog lot, that's why they can last so long, is because with Stardog, you get different terps off it sometimes, so it doesn't feel like you're binding the same bud.
Right.
But often with strains, after about 3 or 4 days, or probably like 2-3 days even, of blazing the same bud, you can all of a sudden get a kind of immunity to it. Like it doesn't hit you the same way. It doesn't taste the same way either.
Yeah.
But I noticed with like older strains, that seems to last a bit longer. Like you can actually, it doesn't get as, you know.
They're more stable.
Yeah.
Before,
So that's what we're talking about. Yeah, the stability of it, which is quite interesting, man. So, yeah, let's find out what you mother lovers out there are on. I know there's some people that are on that Stardog dough. Yeah, Stardog dough. Dog. Stardog dough. Let's get into Parliament. Fuck. Yo, hip hop is 50 years old, man. You know what I mean? 50 years young, I should say. 50-year-olds can still be out there breakdancing and that, so can't really call that old yet. You know what I mean? We got to stop. We got to understand what old really is before we keep throwing it out there.
I watched some of the clips of the breakers at Flavour of the Month, the first one.
Oh yeah,
and because they had like a little breaking circle, and I found some pictures of some old breakers from Covent Garden while I was looking at these videos, and I saw a couple of the people who were like doing breaking at Flavour of the Month when they were like 15 or 16 or something, and then seeing them now breaking, and they've still got all of the flexibility and all that sort of thing, and a tiny bit more of a beer belly, but you know, it's still really good to watch them, even at that age. They had like a little battle, you know, like they're just like really, really friendly little mini battle, nothing serious.
Yeah, nothing too hardcore.
You can see they were still like, I done you.
That's the cool thing, man. You realize like, wow, through the power of like repetitiveness, like you keep doing something and it's like it never leaves you. Once you understand the mechanics of it, you know how to do it in and out, you know what I mean? You could do it with your eyes closed and whatnot. So that's the amazing thing. You see people of age and then bam, they're like, and then on their back is spinning on their... There's one guy I see on Instagram spinning on his head. They said he's like in his 50s or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like, right, you can do that. But it's like, yeah, you can. You know, he wasn't like he was mad in shape. He didn't look like he was crazy in shape, but he obviously has the knack. His head has been doing that for years or whatever. So, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, and that's that brings me on to something I wanted to talk about, which was kin stretch. Like I started getting back into kin stretch. I think I told you about it before, years ago. Kinetic stretching. It's what's his name? A guy called Andreas, Dr. Andreas Spinner. And his thing's called full range conditioning.
Right.
And so it's to do with like basically working on the joints in terms of conditioning your joints and getting them prepared for, whether it be day-to-day work or stuff like, training, whether it be, jiu-jitsu or weights or basketball or whatever, football and all that. But yeah, it's really like I've noticed that it definitely makes a difference. I've forgotten that feeling that it gives you, and it's to do with you sort of working on every day, or not every day, but you know, like as much as you can, working on these certain movements that are just focused on your joints areas,
Yeah.
And if you think about it, like with the joints, the joints are connected to the tendons, which are connected to muscle, and so in that sense, like in that sequence, you could tell that it obviously does aid you in some way. And what I've felt is just that kind of, it's like they call it buttery, that kind of buttery feeling where your joints feel quite supple and your movements, a lot more, because you've already worked maybe like whether it be 10 or 20 minutes, in the morning, kind of on your like just solely focusing on one particular joint moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And trying to get your full rotation in that joint and whatnot properly helps, man. So I think people should look into that for sure, man. It is something like that. They say keep it buttery,
Yeah, I'll look into that. Yeah.
It definitely helps.
I did bring in quite a bit of stretching, warm up stuff before weights, and it definitely helps.
Yeah,
dynamic stretches, not like holding stretches.
Yeah, and so these are like yeah. So you got like the dynamic stretching, which is stretching with movement, and then obviously static stretching is what we mainly think about when we think about stretching, like sort of yoga posing and holding that pose. And then whereas this is to do with the, like you articulating your movement. So say like your shoulder, your shoulder joint, like trying your best to get the maximum movement out of that. But then that entails like you sort of twisting your arm as well in certain ways. But also making sure that your body is, at least stiff to a certain point. So you're keeping everything in a stable position, but then only focusing on that joint movement or whatnot.
Yeah.
Same with your knees, your ankles, even down to your toes. And yeah, so it's pretty interesting, man. But yeah, I've just noticed the last week or something, I've been doing it nearly every day, and I've felt a difference, And so, yeah, I think people should definitely look out for that. It's helpful, and we always like to do that, man. Help you mother lovers out there know something you might never know nothing about. Let's find out what we didn't know about in regards to what you lot are blazing. We got a special announcement as well, courtesy of Dandruff. Let's call it Dandruff for that one. Yeah, that'll be coming up very soon. But first of all, we got to find out what the people are blazing. Oh, wow. Hold on a sec. Robbie Love saw Arrested Development on Monday. Still buzzing from it. All right, don't show off. It's funny, man. They always play here and like not everybody knows about it. You always hear about it after. There's been a lot going on as well, from what I've seen recently. I think we had Razkaz not long ago.
Yeah.
Over. Mr. Cheech, shout out to Mr. Cheech. He bigged up the Chip Shop, Mike and the Chip Shop crew, Hip Hop Chip Shop in Brixton. He shouted them out on the Drinks Champs podcast, with Noriega and DJ AFN. That's pretty big, man. So shout out to the Hip Hop Chip Shop, you know what I mean? Brixton's one and only. That's massive.
I watched the interview on Odyssey the other day.
Odyssey? Oh, you did? What, as in... Oh, me? Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. You lot should check out the interview I did with Unwashed, man.
We have to get him on.
Shout out to Nick Cotton. Yeah. He's up for coming on. Yeah, for sure. He's it's very interesting, man. Like, similar to the uncommon senses out there. He's one that was, out and about in the music world. Seen him at festivals and whatnot. And once all of this started happening, you know what I mean? The sort of 2020 bomb drop. Yeah, there was like a lot of people basically, started to wake up, but then not seeing as many as they thought would wake up to it as well. And given with all the music that we've grown up with, you know what I mean, we thought was already teaching us, Yeah. So he, I guess like he was saying, he decided to kind of drop everything he was doing and just start being more of a truth seeker and building a community. And so he got kicked off of YouTube, obviously for saying the things that they don't want you to say, and but still carried on over on Odyssey and whatnot. And so we started following each other on Instagram not long ago. I think he must have either posted something that I might have liked or something like that. Anyway, and then he messaged. I think I put something up about the probably about the crowning not too long ago. Not the corona, the crowning. And I think he then hit me up and was like, yo, let's do an interview. So I said, yeah, man, come on, let's do it. So you could check that out over on odyssey.com, Unwashed.
I'll put a link in the chat.
Yeah, put the link in the chat. Check out the interview. I don't think, how it is, man. I didn't think I got to say everything I wanted, but...
No, but it's, it's nice to be sort of reaching out and, crossing streams. And, it's good to see. It's good to see like a sort of someone who's completely from like a different angle is reaching across the aisle, sort of thing. And
yeah, man.
And he's obviously he's not completely out of our sort of sphere. He's a former DJ. He knows a lot about music. He knows what he's into and all this sort of thing. And he's, as he explains, he's sort of got into lots of different music, and he found you through music before. So but yeah, he's good. He's nice. Seems like a nice guy anyway.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And that is cool. Like I said to him, man, we definitely got to stay in touch, because the more of us that have a certain understanding of the world, as opposed to others, that might have been closer, the more of us that there are out there that know who we are as well, then the better, innit, really, because I think communication is key. We've learned that for sure, boy. So let's find out what you lot are blazing out there when we're talking about communication, because smoke signals are definitely a form of communication at some point, and I think they still are now. So let's see. Tempest Elixir, big up Tempest Elixir. Talking about the platinum cookies. Oh boy, platinum cookies is bang bang. That one sends you flying, boy. All right, Martha Sovereign. Oh, that purple looking stuff. Robbie Love on some UK Cali, nice nugs. Ooh, all right. You're more talking about THC gummies and amnesia haze in the vape. Woo! Oh yeah, and with some Gorilla Glue in the bong. She goes in, boy. Yeah, she don't play around. That's what I'm talking about, though. Regantology's talking about peach, runts, and some sushi. Woo! Okay. That's hilarious. Yeah. See, I hate when it skips like that, man. So what does it say there? Big up Gleam in the building. What's going on? Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what we like to see. Your more's showing off again. AK Skittles CBD vape here too. Jeez. Yeah, I've got a vape pen somewhere. Some jelly sign. Yeah, there it is. What else are we talking about out here? Gleam's talking about apple Skittles and jealousy. Easy. Yeah, there's some jealousy going around. I had some of that not too long ago as well. Boy, jeez. Dan's getting baffled right about now. He's like, are we talking about books?
Like getting
are we talking about cereals or books? Breakfast cereal or books, man? Apple Skittles and jealousy. Wow. Arrested Development album is 30 years old. Still banging classic. Jeez, big up Robbie Love. That's 30 years, innit? Yeah, what did I hear that was weird? There was an album that, what album was it? And it was like 22 years old or something now. Or 25.
It's got to be nearly 30 years for Ready to Die, in it. What year was...
What, Biggie?
Yeah, what year was that? Was that 93?
I think it was 94.
Yeah, so nearly...
Jeez. Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it, when you think about it like that? 30 years.
Oh,
I wonder if there's like, does there a certain age where the 30 years, so say like for someone in their 80s, it's 30 years like, yeah, that wasn't that long ago. Whereas when you're younger, 30 years is like, raw, that was ages ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like when you were younger, 6 weeks, like that 6 weeks holidays felt like ages.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you're like, bruv, I want to get back to school, man. Yo. By week 3, it's like, yo, this is fun being off, but whew, that was a long time. I got half of that again to go. Now, 6 weeks, you're like, bruv, it come like a weekend. Boy. 6 weeks come like, yo, that felt like Friday just gone, boy. Yeah, the game done changed. When you got more responsibilities, that's it. When you got more shit to think about, that's more time. More time you're just there. You know, when people see people there just gazing. Like, yeah, you got to leave them. When you see people doing that shit, just leave them. Don't trouble. That's the brain trying to work out.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? It puts you on standby, puts the human being on standby, like, yo, we got to figure this stuff out. Like, let me just configure this because, boy, if this carries on, this dude's going to end up, like, falling down. Michael Douglas falling down, but yeah, you don't want that. So when you see man just staring, like, yeah. You know, like they're trying to engage. Like, did you do the thing when you got to go there with the? Yeah, like, but they're still doing the get. Yeah, just leave them. It's like, all right, bro. I'll give you a little 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Before the gamma rays kick in, boy. Turn into Hulk. Yeah, let's seize it up, man. All right. The strains. Yeah, so speaking on that. Oh, okay. I was trying to get what Tempest Elixir was saying. In the old days, they perceived static stretching as the best way to prepare for activity, but science later proved that's more effective before bed. Yeah, it's interesting with the static stretching because there's obviously like you got practices like yoga and things like that really promote that, and even like as well as certain martial arts as well. But like what Tempest Elixir is saying, they've started, there's obviously been studies done that prove it might not be as beneficial for, depending on what type of sport or what type of movement your body is going to be engaging in on the regular. And, I've spoke to people that do yoga and whatnot, or know people that do yoga really a lot, like teachers and whatnot, and they talk about like there's certain times where they're not fully with it, like their back might be a certain way, or if they haven't stretched, as regular as they normally would, then they start to feel their little niggles and pains and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I've often thought that that's because they've kind of got to that point where they can feel they're more in tune or more sensitive to any things that might be wrong with their posture or in their body or whatnot, and so that's why it seems or it is as painful as it is. But then now, having learned, like, obviously things like that with what I was talking about earlier, the kin stretch stuff, and just how, like, there are sort of, there are ways to obviously keep your body flexible, but then also strong as well, have some type of strength behind that flexibility, as opposed to just focusing on just flexibility, where you could end up weakening the muscles because you're overstretching. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you have to be. It's not something. I know people just go into things like yoga, but I think that you can, if you're not careful, you can actually. It's quite powerful, so you can actually damage stuff with certain types of yoga.
Oh, what, like Bikram yoga and all that hot yoga?
Yeah, but even just putting stuff out by, like you say, stretching for too long, you're still doing, it's still quite energetic, even though you think like, well, I'm just holding a position. But actually, it's sort of, if you're holding positions for a long time and doing it every day, you can, you've got to be very, very careful. And like you say, it's not just about becoming flexible, because you still need to have like strong muscles as well, so that they hold things in place whilst you're holding those positions. So there's dynamic yoga always seems to me to be a bit more beneficial, because you're sort of not really holding it for too long. You're trying to sort of keep it with a breath, like moving the whole time. Yeah,
and that means you're strengthening. You're also like conditioning the body for those sort of movements as well, which I think is important, because we don't naturally stay in an extended pose or whatever. Do you know what I mean? In our natural sort of movement.
Yeah.
So I think it helps to kind of
not many animals do.
No, really. They stretch and then bam, they retract back.
If you watch like any animal, when they do things like yawning and stretching, when what they call pendiculation, so they sort of like stretch really far into a position and then they like shake it off, push themselves back out of it. And we do it when we wake up in the morning, and we do that thing where we like put our leg out and go, that's clicking parts of your body into place, and so they're like a sort of dynamic stretch anyway. So it's like, it's just a natural thing that you do when you yawn, and you do that big, massive stretch. And why are we doing that?
Yeah, because it's needed.
Yeah, it's needed. Yeah, there's something in your body that's sort of just like, we need to stretch.
Yeah, it's
and sometimes you do these weird ones where you're like, like something like that, and you put your leg out, and then you stretch. But why else would you be doing that?
That's deep, man.
So that's like
that's your sympathetic.
Yes, system. Exactly. Yeah.
That's just working without you even thinking about it. Imagine that. That's how amazing the body is. You're not even thinking about it, but the fact that you were sleeping in a certain position for so long, you're a bit crook. Now your body's like, all right, you need to stretch that out, and it just does it in that weird, awkward way where you're like, oh, what is this?
But it feels really good when you do it. You're like twisting your arm around, your leg goes out to the side.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing, man. So there's something to it then. And I guess that probably is what kind of helps, let alone our bodies have this thing. They used to, I don't know if they still call it that, but it's called GAS, like General Adaptation Syndrome, which is like the reason why, long distance runners can learn to be long distance runners, or the reason why people can become massive obese but still alive. They can, all these things is because the body is able to adapt. And so that, if you put that into the idea of, conditioning your body to work a certain way, whether it be the joints or the muscles or whatever, then it makes sense that, you should probably keep a balance of everything. It shouldn't be just one way too much. People often work too much on strength or whatnot, and then, especially if you do it in your younger years, later on you start to find there's wear and tear, whether it be joints or muscles or tendons and whatnot that you've got to work on later on in life. And so that shows like, you shouldn't go too heavy then. Obviously, you work up to that sort of stage. And then the same thing must go with stretching and whatnot. It's definitely good to do it, but I don't think we should overdo it either. And if we do, then we should try and implement some kind of strength techniques as well with that, because otherwise, everything just goes all out of shit, and you'll be like that forever. This will be you the whole day.
That's what they say, don't they? Is that you've got to once you do like static stretching, you have to keep doing it to remain limber because you've gone beyond, the elasticity, and so in order to stop it aching, you need to just keep it up all the time. So and the same with things like trigger point. What's it called? Where they do the massage, where they do trigger points. It's like it doesn't actually solve the problem. It just gets rid of that thing temporarily, but you're going to need to keep having it done. Or chiropractic. Where they like manipulate you into this shape and that crack. You need to keep having it done. It's not going to sort the problem out, really. If the problem's structural, if it's like if you're lifting weights badly, and then you keep getting a bad back, and you just keep going to the chiropractor, and then he cracks it back, and then wait 6 weeks, and you go back and do exactly the same bad technique again. You know what I mean?
So it's really the
chiropractor's not getting rid of it. Yeah. So most people sit in chairs all day. They're sitting in offices. They're sitting at computers. They're looking at computer screens. Even wearing bad shoes, wearing sweatshop trainers.
Shoes, bruv. When I'm telling you the shoes. Like this thing. So how many weeks ago was it when I said, I've switched to now just like
probably
barefoot.
Just when we had Sandman on, wasn't it? Just a bit before then.
So that's a few months ago, man. Yeah. Like now I've gone through this phase because I've been wearing them all the time now. I've got 3 pairs now, and they're minimal type footwear. So the sole is only, millimeters thick. It's not really that thick. So you can feel the ground underneath and whatnot, but they're protected enough that if you stepped on anything sharp, you wouldn't get cut or whatnot.
Right.
So they're not like proper primitive, you know what I mean? But like the difference I felt is that like definitely that you get some aches and that along your legs, the outer sort of muscles, and then it sort of builds up, goes up towards your hip area. But then after a while, you get over that. And there's a difference now I feel in my balance, the way I'm walking. It's like there's a lot more communication, neural communication going on as well from the feet. So it really helps like your mind cognitive, sort of the level of thinking that you're at. You can feel like there's more of a connection, definitely more grounded and whatnot. So I think I've been saying to everyone like, yo, you got to do it. Like people are like, what are those, man? We're like people, what are those? Like would have seen some of the man. I'm like, bruv, trust me, these, my feet are free. Like your feet are in there like this, like all squeezed up, and they're not meant to be like that. Do you know what I mean? And you're wondering why you're getting all these backaches and left, right, and center. It's because of that. Because you're so worried about wearing the brand new Jordans or this, that, and the third. You're messing up your feet, man. Shout out to all the sneaker freaks with the fucked up feet. Yeah, just 2 minutes after 10, so
sneaker freaks with freaky feet.
Yeah, sneaker freaks with the fucked up freaky feet, boy. Yo, you know what I mean? So I think that's another thing for sure. I think you'll find you'll start to, iron out a few creases, let's say. There'll be a few problems that you might be going through, whether it be lower back problems, knee problems, ankle problems, and it will help sort that out because what it's doing is strengthening your feet, first of all, strengthening the muscles in your feet, your toes. There's like loads of exercises you can do as well. And then that starts working its way up your legs, you know what I mean? So you get the aches and pains. You got to work its way into it because it's not something we normally do.
Yeah,
the footwear we wear is just bare support. Like when I'm seeing, I look at people's shoes a lot more because I'm like, oh, what do their feet look like in there?
Yeah,
and you're just like, yo, take your shoes off now. Look at your toes. If your big toe is pointing inwards, then you should start working on that. You just need to, because it's not meant to do that, and that's probably why you might be falling over when you're not meant to as well. Losing your balance. You're like, right, man, what's going on here? Yeah. Because you got some messed up trainers on, man. These people out here selling us some, clown shoes for real.
And and it all sort of, what am I trying to say? So the word balance, someone's mentioned it in the chat. Who is it? Sovereign, all about balance and wholeness. So, and then your more said balance is key. So that's not just like a metaphysical concept of balance, you know, like yin and yang. That thing exists, but that's also like a physical thing about balance as well. And if something's out of alignment, it's out of balance. So it's, you know, it's not just like a philosophical concept, it's actually a physical concept. So like you say, if your feet aren't really planted on the ground properly, then you're going to have a physical imbalance. And that's just the same as a spiritual imbalance or a mental imbalance. It's the same thing. You might not think it's the same thing, but the mind and body are one. They're not actually disconnected. So, you know, somebody saying, yeah, but that's just a spiritual concept. It's like, it's not. It's a physical concept as well.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're not balancing on your feet properly, if you can't stand on one leg and not fall over, then you need to work on your balance.
Definitely. There's, oh my gosh, D, yeah, you're right about that. There's all these tests that you can go through, like on the PT course that I did. And so it's to do with balance, you know, obviously stamina and things like that. Also your alignment, like, you know, hip alignment, shoulder, neck, you know, ankles, like all these different things that you can test to see where you're at. And that is one of them, is like how long you can stand on 1 foot and whether you can do it or not. And so then, you know, these are things that you can, and the same thing with the kin stretch stuff. I'm going to find the link because your mom was asking about it. And it's like you can, these things that in the morning, you can just test all your joints, see where you're at, what is your range of motion in these certain joints. Once you isolate them, move your hand around, or whether it be your elbow, or, you know, and then once you can see like, oh, I'm a bit, you know what I mean, a bit crook here on my shoulder or wherever, throughout the day, you can work on that, you know what I mean, and get it back to where it needs to be. Same like when you get that crook neck thing. Most of the time, you don't even really do much about it. You just hold it, and then until it just, you know what I mean, after 2 or 3 days, it's like, oh, it's back to normal. That's your body working, but you can actually do that a bit quicker with the right techniques, you know, moving your body in the right way. And most of the time, it's just the way we sleep. We're in one position for too long, and your body just wakes up like, yo, bruv, what the hell? You know, like that. Yeah, I'm good, bruv, I'm good. So, you know, it's worth doing, and you can do it for yourself. That's the thing. You know what I mean? A lot of the times, you can speak to certain physiotherapists, and they'll say to you, if they're honest, they'll say to you that a lot of the problems people have that they come to them for, they can actually sort out themselves without any, you know, particular kind of, oh, we're going to massage this part and we're going to do this. It's like the body's actually powerful enough to do that. It's just that, you know, we think we don't know what, like Dan was saying about the stretching. Like, you didn't even think about that. Your body's just doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, some stuff you can just leave it to do it itself. You haven't got to get involved. You're probably ruining the process by getting involved. I think that about a lot of things.
Yeah.
When we're overthinking stuff is probably getting in the way. You know, like if you've got a scab on your arm, you don't spend the next 5 days saying, yeah, but it hurts. It hurts though, under the scab. It hurts.
Yeah.
Because at some point that pain just goes away and you didn't even have to do anything. You just have to let your body just take care of that scab and whatever that cut is underneath and all the healing, and then the scab falls away and then you've got nice fresh skin underneath it, and then the pain's gone away.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
So how do you know it's not like that for everything else in your body? If you've got another type of illness that you just, you know, trying to solve the problem is getting in the way because you're actually just adding to the load on your body. So your mind, by putting all these things in your mind of like, oh no, I'm going to have to sort this problem out. I need to, you know, find the right chiropractor. I need to find the right doctor. I need to, oh no, the doctor said this now, and now I've got to worry about this as well. And, you know, you add into the load on the mind. Whereas if you just think, right, I've got pain. Okay, my body's going to try and sort it out for me. Don't add to the load. Try and get on with your day. Rest when you need to. You know, otherwise just let it get on with it. It's probably trying to sort something out.
Yeah. And we've spoken about it quite a lot, and that's the sort of taking you away from, that part of it, communication with your own body. Like someone else from the outside, from the exterior, is who you go to work out the problems that are going on within. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Because you think you don't know what you need to do.
Yeah.
All because of that, and also because of the fear that because you think you don't know what to do, you might die. It's like something really bad's gonna happen. Do you know what I mean? And that's all planted into you when really, bruv, man, all these people that you hear about when they're like, oh, this man, he's 100 and so. I bet you there's enough of them out there, but they're not bragging and boasting about it. They're not, making a thing. They're not, and it's probably not that much of a thing either. Do you know what I mean? But it's because we make it that we worry. Oh, I wonder if I could live to 80 if I, like the worry of all of that. And boy, it's just like live your life, bruv.
When you see those 110-year-old people interviewed and they go, what's the secret then? Because they're all like, I smoked 20 pack of 20 a day. I have a bottle of whiskey every week. And then they go, what's the secret then to your long life? They always say, without fail, I just don't hang on to anything. I make sure that if I have a row, it's sorted out that night before I go to bed. If someone tries to stress me out, I just let it go. Wow. Everything that happens, I go to bed and I let go of everything. And I'm just not stressed about life. They're always the same. They've always got this thing of like, I just think to myself, I could die tomorrow, whatever, it's all right, it's fine, 110, yeah, it's good.
That's deep, man.
They're just, they got like a carefree attitude, didn't they?
Yeah. I think that's a massive part of longevity in life for real, is being able to let go because, just such as in the German new medicine idea of how things work in the body in regards to illness and whatnot. It is like some form of trauma, and like people got to remember, man, that any level of it is some form of trauma, and that can like be planted if you got some grudge or something against somebody, or that can just be planted somewhere in your body. You know what I mean, and then cause some kind of tumor or some erosion, something that's gonna like erupt into something that could be worse. Make you feel worse. So it definitely is worth letting go of things, man, because, especially in times like now where we realize like, yo, there ain't no problem, bruv. Like compared to what we're facing, like, yo, this ain't, I think it's important that people understand the context and try their best to, work on yourself, man. Work on the things you got to face, in the mirror. Forget everyone else. Especially the whole, like, envious thing. That's the ego, man. Like there's nothing to be, we're all equal right now, in the face of these tyrannical mother lovers. It's like
we're all equally cattle,
so. It's like, yo, so we gotta better ourselves, get ourselves out the pen first, and then help everyone else. Like, yo, this is the way you get out of the pen. Like, I know it, trust me, I tried it works, that type of thing. Ain't no Andrew Tate's or what's his name, Russell Brand's, or none of these mother lovers gonna get you out. Joe Rogan ain't gonna get you out of this mother lover. You know what I mean? It's like it's you that's gonna do it. So makes sense, man. Look after the self, and then the rest will follow. You know what I mean? Where we at now? Where we at? All right, so Mather Sovereign got on the seaweed and bladder rack, said it works. All right, that's what I like to see. You know what I mean? Shout out to the CMOS boss. Yes. Richie and Torain got their big day coming up. Big up to Tenchu. I saw I think he's going to be at the chip shop soon. Yeah, you're right, Gleam. Tenchu's going to be at the chip shop. We should try and get him on the show, man, for real. Good to pick his brain, man. Sick MC, like one of the sickest freestylers I've heard out of the UK for sure, and I think worldwide he definitely holds us down, boy. And he was on the battle rap scene for a minute as well, definitely killing it out there. Yeah, what? Oh, yeah, you're more saying have a smoke off on Odyssey. Ah, yeah, I know. Yeah, I will outblaze you for sure. You're more. I know, you go in, don't get me wrong, you go in, but whew, it's time. If you wanted to do that on Odyssey, trust. Get me on a good day. Whew. Even on a bad day, boy. You know what I mean? I maintain. Mm-hmm. You know we don't play around here, man. Old school Blazers. Old school. Big up to King Chico. What's going on? I like that. That's a good saying there. Science always proves science wrong. It's interesting, man. The question of science these days, I guess it's the same thing we're talking about. These different layers of the cake that we look at. It's like when someone says, "Oh, science, blah blah blah," yeah, but science proves it. And you always look at them like, "Yeah, but what do you mean by science, though? Like, what are you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Are you like Neil deGrasse Tyson? Neil deGrasse Tyson type science?
Budweiser light science?
Yeah. Like, well, you under like, you know what I mean? Sugar-free science, like, yeah." And in a way, that's what it's supposed to do. The aim of science is to always keep questioning to make sure that answer is the absolute. Do you know what I mean? So when they have a study and say this works in this way and because of this, other scientists are meant to come in and scrutinize that to make sure that that is the truth, that is the fact. But now it's been turned into, like I was telling you the other day about, I'll try and find the article and bring it on the show, but now, like we got to the point now where this is like, I think it was dated for back in 2005. And this is in like, some of these, journals that are out here, like I think Guardian or whatever might have put it out there. But there have been, so-called peer-reviewed studies of certain scientific studies, medical studies, and they've been found out to have been AI produced, so AI have come up with these studies and then sent them out there, and then other AI machines have peer-reviewed these studies, and then so it's like, if you think about it like a kind of headline, these doctors or whoever scientists might be just reading the headline and seeing that, whether it be like, we've isolated this molecule, blah blah blah, and then they don't necessarily read through the whole study. You know what I mean? They just read that and then go, it's peer reviewed by like 2,000 other. Okay, cool. So yeah, look, this is the truth because this says it here type thing. They'll just present that as being the truth without even reading through it properly. Now, some of these people that actually went into this, they read through them properly. They went through like about, I don't know if it was 2,000 or something, different peer-reviewed papers from different countries like Cambodia, I think there are places like France and, Egypt and places like that. And then as they're reading through, they started to see that it was like a load of just rubbish. It was gobbledygook. It wasn't even making sense as, regarding like the actual
the
scientific paper. Yeah. And so they were like, what? And then started seeing all these anomalies that would equate to it being, AI produced. So, and this is all the way back in 2005, bruv. So, do you know what I mean? So if you think about what's going on now, and don't forget, it's AI that we're relying on telling us, oh, yeah, this we better lock down. And like, no one don't even realize that. Like, I don't think people even realize, like, it's a bunch of AI stuff that we've been acting on as if it's physical, like real, tangible.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Stuff like whether it be the variants or like, all these predictions and whatnot. It's literally like the weather reports. Yo, how many how many days has it been now over the last few months where they've been like, yeah, it's gonna rain, and you look up, and it's like, yeah, it ain't raining. Yeah, you look at the weather report like now, all like, do you know what I mean? And it'll be
predictions.
It'll be telling you, it's gonna rain.
When else do you hear predictions?
You refresh it. Oh no, it's not gonna rain now. It's gonna rain in the next hour. Like not this hour. It'll be like So still that's what we're relying on.
Do you remember all through the lockdowns and all that? If you check the weather, then it was just like it's raining every day. And it never rained. It was just they were just like, just stay indoors. It's gonna rain. Don't go out. It's gonna rain.
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's cold. Keep your windows open. Madness. So yeah, man, you're not lying there. Science is supposed to do that. It's supposed to prove itself wrong until it's right.
Right, we've got something serious to talk about.
Oh yeah. Big up King Chico's on the Star Dog, by the way. And some McFlurry. I didn't know that's a new strain. Probably not, and I'm just...
Oh, he's on a McFlurry.
Yeah, he said something about McFlurry. I'm catching up with some of the old comments.
I'm fucking starving now.
He's got some Oreo. Yeah, Oreo's banging, man. That's a heavy indica. Very nice. Put you to sleep. Be careful with that one, King Chico. Yeah, dynamic stretching. So the dynamic stretching and kinetic stretching aren't the same.
No.
I think it might have been Tempest Elixir who said that. So yeah, I've put the link in the Uncommon Senses section. So you could check that out and you'll see what I mean. It's more to do with, because it's with dynamic stretching, it's like basically movement with the stretching. So you're moving your joints as well, whereas static stretching is, there are no joints moving for the most part, as far as I'm aware. Whereas with kinetic stretching, you're focusing on the actual joints as opposed to the muscles, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you're also using some tension as well. And then a lot of it is to do with articular rotation. So how much, say you were trying to make a circle with your arm, like how big a circle can you make? And then which parts of that circle can you see there are like anomaly, like problems with movement, and then working on that. So it's a little bit different than that. It's actually, that can just be a whole workout on its own in the same way as yoga and whatnot can be. But yeah, I think everybody should get into it because it's kind of working on what the fundamentals are, which are your joints being able to move. And they allow your tendons to be able to work and then engage your muscles as well. So it's kind of working at, do you know what I mean? And then it helps with, it's good, useful for everyone, like regardless of whether you want to focus more on stretching or strength or, do you know what I mean? Man.
And the guy is called Andreo Spina or
Spina.
That's
Spina.
Like nominative determinism. Your name determines what job you do.
Yeah. When I saw his name, I was like,
You've got to trust him. He's like literally called Andrew Spine.
I know, yeah. And and you see the result. You'll feel the results, like within days. Like trust that. As long as you're doing everything properly. Do you know what I mean? Like I'll definitely do a course. I'll do a course of that because I think it'd be a good thing to learn. And you know what I mean? When I get the gym open, MysDiggi's gym. What should I call it? The Mother Lover belts. Wow. Speaking of which, King Chico had a rainbow belt the other day.
What's that?
I think it's a strain. Hoping it is. Yeah, it must be a strain. Can't be any other kind of belt.
Rainbow belt.
Yeah, rainbow belt. That sound like a King Chico type of belt. Must be a stray. So we got to get into something serious. Before we do that, should we do a little reading or?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got to give a big ass shout to the cmossboss.co.uk. Know them way there. See what I mean? Shout out to they got a brand new, fresh looking website, I've got to say. Very clear and concise, where you can see all the products available. Real Irish moss, Atlantic spirulina, bladderwrack flakes, sea spaghetti, Atlantic wakame, dose. Listen, all this stuff is organic, wild crafted, fresh out the sea. Do you know what I mean? Like, guaranteed to be packed with all the vitamins and minerals that you need. They've also got beauty products up there now for the, you know what I mean? Man, all the ladies that, you know, whoever want to get their skin smooth, you can get yourself some mineral-rich hydrating bath soak with Irish sea bath soak. Yeah. Oil-releasing bath soak. It will leave your skin feeling soft, soothed, while replenishing essential minerals. Yeah, baby. Enjoy a luxurious spa experience. The comfort in your home, bitches and bitchettes. And you must be wondering what the ingredients are, right? Well, we got them right here for you. Yeah. 100% organically sourced. Fucus serratus. Yeah, that's what I said, bitch. Fucus serratus. You can get that in your bathers and soften up your asses. Yeah. Irish moss sea gels as well. Of course, the original Irish moss gel. And you can get yourself some bladderwrack infused Irish moss gel as well. And when it comes to, you can also get seasoning, which is the sea spice. Irish 7 sea spice, as well as the Irish sea salt and kelp seasoning. When it comes to the type of vitamins and minerals you can get from these various sea vegetables, we're talking about B vitamins, unsaturated fatty acids, as well as proteins. Let's see. Do we need to get deep in it? Because you can get a lot of protein from the spirulina. Let me say, if you want to check out protein level of the Sea Moss Boss spirulina, it is up there, man. It's like on a level where you might not want to believe it, but it's very true, scientifically proven for all you scientific mother lovers. But yes, various different vitamins and minerals, from magnesium, calcium, iodine, vitamin A. You know what I mean? You can get all your B vitamins from the dose, especially. Get vitamins A, B1, B2, B3, B6, B12. You can get your C, your E. You can get copper, manganese. Do you know what I mean? I didn't even need to go into all of it like that, man. Just get yourself on down to the cmossboss.co.uk and get yourself anything you want. And when you get to the checkout, make sure you type in about 20, ABOUT, and the number 20, and you'll get yourself 20% off any order from the cmossboss.co.uk. Mother lovers. You're damn right. You're damn fucking right, mate. Gotta make sure, man, we give them a shout. You know what I mean? Yeah. So let's get into this. I think people probably wondering, what the hell, are we just running some joke? People don't believe when shit goes down when I talk about stuff. You know, when I talked about I was getting run over, people thought I was joking. It was like I was waiting for the punchline. Yeah. I was like, damn, man, I got to get more serious.
That's the state of the world.
I got to get more serious out here. This is serious business. This is serious. I mean, it's actually serious. So just sit back, watch it. Oh.
Yeah, should we show the video?
Yeah, probably. That's probably the best way to explain it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If people want to Find out. Times now. For everyone locked in.
Wrong one.
You know what I mean? There's some shit you might not never know nothing about, man. Special one tonight. You know what I mean? We got some serious jugglings to talk about.
Yeah, so just here we go.
First off, I need to holler at your skills and ask you to let me do the honors if you will. See, I'm not trying to copy you, just borrow from you still. Plus, I'm a fan, and it's a way to pay homage to your skill. It's time for the UK. Okay, so for the second time, skills, I need to shout you, my friend, because that time of year's come around here again. Yeah. It's the UK rap. So as a new age has entered, it's time that I remind you of what you ain't remembered.
Every year from 2009 to 2013, the country celebrated New Year's with the MysDiggi UK wrap-up. Critics said,
unmissable roundup of the year.
Damn, MysDiggi 2009 UK wrap-up just give me goosebumps. He went in.
A cleverly constructed annual rap roundup. London's MysDiggi drops his brilliant overview of 2012 with this head-nodding Black Einstein produced track. Happy New Year, mother lovers.
Maestro kicks off 2014 with his 5th yearly wrap-up, produced by Black Einstein, summarising the year's events in style.
MysDiggi and Black Einstein are back with another massively popular UK wrap-up.
but for every success, there's a tragedy. And in this case, it was the loss of a real Christmas. Almost no one put a thought into what it took to bring people their Christmas feast. 6 minutes of hardcore barring, brought to you by one of the country's most talented collaborations. Whilst they were universally praised, and people continued to ask,
"Hey, Mice, you doing a wrap-up this year or what, man?" "Hey, Mice, I love your wrap-ups." "Yeah, what, is man doing another wrap-up, yeah?"
And
"Put me in the wrap-up, bruv."
Those wonder years of wrap-ups eventually took their toll on the people responsible for them, and their suffering just went unnoticed. This is Black Einstein. If the wrap-up happens, he won't have a Christmas dinner with the family. He'll be forced to eat his dinner on Boxing Day after receiving a severe microwaving. His beats are unquestionably brilliant, and his production skills second to none. But if he's forced to produce another wrap-up, by New Year's Day, he'll look like he's gone 2 rounds with Leon Edwards. But MysDiggi is the forgotten victim in all of this. Imagine how long it takes to write 6 minutes of non-stop fire, constantly tweaking and holding off the last few lines until the minute you record, just in case a celebrity dies or a pop singing wag has a nip slip at a Boxing Day derby. 3 months of going back over the year, trying to remember who did what to whom, only to realise you've missed out that TV chef whose short split while she was nosediving in a bucket of monkey testicles on I'm a Celebrity. Nothing can get those precious moments back, not even a premiere spin on Shorty Blitz's show. So please, if you can donate to our GoFundMe, you can have the wrap-up you so desperately want, without ruining free people's Christmases and New Year's. Follow the link to pledge any amount, and you can guarantee that the UK hip-hop community's finest rapper and producer don't go without this Christmas or New Year's.
Welcome to 2024. Mother lovers.
If you love the UK wrap-up, help support us so we can do it and still have a life. So thank you in advance.
And who am I in all of this? Why am I so concerned? Because I'm the one who's got to film it all. Pledge now. Okay, cut. Right, do you think that's schmaltzy enough? Maybe I could have piled on the pity a bit more.
Probably.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do it again. All right. Can you put that Coldplay track on for me, though, this time?
First off, I need to holler at your skills and ask you to
Sorry, we had to mute ourselves out because of the laughter during the video.
That's hilarious. I can see Ben. yeah. Shout out to DJ Lock in the building. Yeah, forget what I won't bother saying what I said. That's hilarious, man. Maybe you lot weren't meant to hear that. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. What do you think? What do you lot think about that? That's hilarious, right? Dan DNA. So basically, Dan, do you want to break it down? Because
yes,
you are the mastermind behind all this.
Yes,
you put the word out.
I'm I'm thinking of a good person who does charity. No, he's a pedo. No, he's a pedo. No, I can't think of any. Anyway, so. What we're just testing to see is whether people, because of how many people ask about the wrap up, it is something that comes up all the time. Yeah. And so we just thought we'd put it to the test and see whether people do want a wrap up. It doesn't matter if they don't. It's no big deal because obviously it is like a whole part of the year that is lost. Doing it, but if people do want it and they're willing to fund it, then obviously you and Black Einstein will put together an amazing package as always. But we just need to try and get the funding for it.
Yeah, really.
So that's all it's about. We're not bothered if it doesn't happen, but we just thought, all right, we'll give it a go. See if we can. If we can, then yeah, fuck it. We lose our Christmas.
Yeah, basically, see if people really want it. If they really want it, then do you know what I mean? They'll donate to it, and we'll make it happen, man. Because it's a lot of work, basically. And like he was saying, obviously that was all tongue in cheek, but it is quite a bit of time, and it's at the weirdest time of the year to be, away doing all that work. So it'd be more worthwhile for us doing it. If there was some kind of, reward for it after. So I think that was the kind of gist of it. And this, like, even if it doesn't happen, we're cool, man, because we weren't, that was the point of not doing it anyway. It's like, we don't really need to. And obviously, it was something that I was finding fun, but it was starting to get a bit political and a bit kind of weird behind the curtain, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? Especially with getting stuff out. And I think there's a point of like where you're like, okay, you can use it to get yourself a bit more of a name or get your face in certain places, other places or whatever. And the aim of that is just to basically get yourself, whether you're selling tunes or performing at more places, it's like getting work done and earning from it. And so if I can do it in this way, then boy, by all means, you lot will get wrap up some more. Do you know what I mean? But otherwise, it's just like, right, I might as well just be making tunes. At least I could put them out and get streams and whatnot that way and do shows and whatnot. So it's just less time on something that ends up being a little bit annoying. Do you know what I mean? Where people start forgetting the work that you're doing throughout the year. Oh, when's the April time comes? Yo, love the rapper. Are you doing another? I can't wait for the next one. Yeah, like, Rab, what about... I'm dropping something in May, bruv. Like, what? You know what I mean? What about that? Do you know what I mean? But otherwise, then, and obviously for Black Einstein having to put the music together, mix it, record it, this, that, and the third, he steps in at the right time. Watch him now. Is that he's just bowling? Yeah, he's like, yeah. You know what? I just hear my name a couple times. Waiting for his cue.
Take the
seat, man. Take the seat. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Welcome Black Einstein to the building, mother lovers. Yeah. What's going on? Yes, man. You caught it just in time, boy.
Sorry, I had to have bops the shops and that.
And big up Black Einstein. He put the music behind some of it as well, by the way.
Oscar winning stuff.
Yeah.
So you might never have noticed.
Yeah. What are you up to on it?
Yeah, well, we're just talking about like obviously Dan masterminded the idea.
Coaxed this.
Yeah. Kind of, you know what I mean? Feeling a little bit reluctant to do it, but at the same time, like, yo, so he was just like, yo, how much would you do it for? And I was like, this much. And they're like, what? They're like, really? I was like, yep. Like, then it's worthwhile because, like I was saying, this is the part I got up to was the fact that, let alone, I've got to do, we got to do all the research and all that, and then I've got to do the writing and then learning it and recording it, and then the video side of it, performing that and all that. You've got to make the beat, then record it, then mix it, then master it, like all that stuff. Yeah. And then Dan's got to do the video, that side of it's a whole nother piece of work where it's like we've got to get together all the images and everything to make it work well. It's like, yo, bruv, this ain't do you know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
It's like an evening thing, isn't it?
Nah, man. It's not like a quick, let's just make a tune and then tomorrow we shoot a quick video and da-da-da. It's like, no, you got to piece it together right. Otherwise, it doesn't really work the way that it should or the way that I want it to be presented. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the important thing. It's about quality, really. And like, in order to bring the quality of the the best ones, it's like it needs to have all of those elements there, and for all of those elements there, it's not like a cheap and easy option to do that. It's like so I remember I'm just trying to get myself up. Hold on, because I'm not even on the screen at the moment, and I'm talking, and it probably looks a bit weird. That it's just the voice of God, voice of Dan Dolph. The best ones that we put together was when there was like 3 people doing video, and when it was like a whole sort of a block in the studio, and it did take it out of everybody, and it's obviously nice to spend 2 nights in the studio recording it all, and I remember them being really late nights as well. Yeah. But then that video we had like Marvin working on it, and then we came in and filmed a load of stuff separately from Marvin, and then took it over to him, and then he was editing it and filming other stuff as well, and so it was like it's basically a big production.
Yeah, you realize how it's quite costly, and especially if like the thing is that majority of it would go into the production of everything anyway, is like in terms of getting it all how we'd want. And then it could be, it's a thing of like, right, this is, if you want to wrap up, like, this is what it could really be like, when there's like something behind it, you know what I mean? Pushing it and, like I think on the entertainment vibe, like we've done our best as we could, do you know what I mean? Without anything behind it, no budget behind it. But there's like so much that can be done to make it more of a actual thing than people,
proper event.
Yeah, like a proper event, exactly. But it's that's not happening. So people were asking about what the target is. The target is crazy, according to these two.
Which
to me,
according to these one.
To these one. Yeah, the target is crazy.
This is new to me now, so
to me, the target, it makes sense because then everybody's getting, because there's going to be quite a bit behind the video work, and then obviously behind the music is like there's time and effort put into it. Yeah, but we can't really. I don't think it's fair for us to continue doing it, and it's just like, hey, wrap up, the wrap up, and that's it. It's just the wrap up. It's the wrap up. It's like, right, is that it? This is the wrap up. Like, imagine even, performing it as well. People asking you to perform it somewhere. Like, yo, you got to learn that shit now.
We did that for a couple of shows. We had to.
Jeez, that shit was
one of the shows at Mau we did it live.
Mau.
No, it was. Yeah, it was on a Jazz with Friends gig.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and we did it towards the end for like an encore thing. But even to rehearse, it took most of the rehearsal.
Yeah, man, that was long, man. Yeah, that's that people, and obviously, you're not meant to think about that. That's not, it's music is like magic, innit? You only see it once it's done. Once everything, you see the video when it's done, you don't know what's gone behind having to put that together, like.
but we'd also have behind the scenes stuff and all, and that, you know, so you will get all of the other, because 1 year again we done behind the scenes footage,
that's good for
you know, which again was like gives you a little bit of an insight into what happens and all that sort of thing. So people get a good idea if we get the target, people will get they'll get a big quality product. They're not going to get just like a
let's get a guessing game going.
Yeah, let's get a guessing game.
What would you uncommon senses? What do you think? All right, let's say all right, yeah. So your more has said $3,000, and then she put more.
Yeah, more. Yeah, more.
You're more.
Yeah, more.
I like what you did.
Yeah, more. Yeah, more. Yeah, I mean, let's see. All right, so now you're more said $5,000. Let's see what. Oh, sorry, brother. What else is anyone saying out there? You know what I mean? Let's give other people a piece and see if they can get it right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When it comes to this mother lover music, man.
You lot are the inside team anyway. You know, all of the uncommon senses. Like you're our sort of inside people. So we're showing you this first, but we're gonna ask everyone to share it and to share the video. We've got the videos up separately.
You showing the video already?
Yeah, we just showed the video. Yeah. But you can
show it again. Do you want us to show it again?
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we'll show it again in a bit. Yeah.
Let us know if you want us to show it again.
And then you lot can share the video and
because it's unsociable hours time of year.
Yeah, exactly.
What? Why exactly? Because
it's unsociable hours and an unsociable time of the year.
Yeah, Christmas. It's meant to be a sociable time.
Oh yeah. Christmas. Yeah, exactly. That's the bruv. The what? I remember, man. When it was one time, it was like. Because certain lines came to me. This is during Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah. And I went off and I was just like on the phone. And then you look like, right, he's on the phone. Is he on Twitter or Instagram or something? But no, I'm trying to get these bars because I know like Boxing Day, we got to do the recording. Right. I was like, right, this is mad. You know, when it's taken over like that, it's like, bruv. All right. So King Chico says, could be 4 to 5K. The split would be different. It could be more if you're adding the performing it in. Hey, man's talking, you see. You lot are getting warmer. I'll say that. I'm surprised. I thought Regantology would be bang on it.
Is he good with numbers then?
Yeah. He said, no turkey for you. You see it there? Cold turkey, bro. Literally cold turkey, bro. Cold turkey. You know why they call it cold turkey when you're coming off like some kind of drugs? Because it's not nice. It's not nice. They ain't calling it cold turkey because it's nice. So imagine that.
And I always miss the corner piece of the macaroni.
You know what I mean?
At Christmas, the corner piece. That's the whole.
The best bit.
Yeah, the crispy part, boy. You're fuming. You got the soggy part, like the bit like everyone skips over. You like that one piece that's in an awkward.
Yeah.
Like, why did everyone skip that? And you're like, oh, it just looks like slugs, albinos. Yeah, it's messed up, man. Wow, you lot are going in now. Wait there. So 10 G's with all the behind the scenes stuff. You're more saying. King Chico says 8. 10 with the behind the scenes performing too. I mumbled that. Yeah, 10 with you more says 10 with the BTS and performing too. All right, you lot are getting way too hot. I'll just say that. You know what I mean? Dial it back a bit, I reckon.
Unless you think that's what we could, unless you think, you know what I mean? Unless you seriously think we could raise that.
Yeah, if you think it's worth that, then boy, we might need to bump it up a little bit. But you know what I mean? I'd say dial it back. For me, I didn't think it was being greedy myself because of the numbers, the amount of people that should be into it. You think like, right, even if they all gave a nugget, it would be like way more than that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah,
but
so
yeah,
maybe I'd go for 10. Like you're more like 10. I'd be like, yeah, buddy. I'll give you the wrap up now. I'll wrap it up now, and then in the next like 6 months, I'll give you 2 6 months. I'll give you 2 wrap ups a year, boy. 10 G's, baby. Yeah, see it there, bang. Your more's on it. 6 G's, $6,000. That's what we asked. Well, that's what I said to Dan when he asked. I said £6,000. And he was like, £6,000, you serious? Colin looked around like that. Like Black Einstein was like,
I had no interest at all up until that point.
Is it? Until that point.
I'm still enjoying my Christmas. I don't know what you lot are talking about.
Yeah, but you see, to not enjoy your Christmas, to be like, okay, like even to say like, yo, this is what I'm probably going to get for this. People will be, yeah, all right, cool. I'll keep the everything warm for you. Like, you know what I mean? I'll look up, do you want anything? Do you need any? Do you know what I mean? That's how you be getting looked after, boy, during Christmas. You know, but yeah, so yes, man. So, you know, I don't think it's being ridiculous as
No, I don't now. No. The more I thought about it, because for me, I'm always somebody who likes to, you know, do as much as possible without the funding, if you know what I mean. I like to try because it's all because of I've come from like an independent background,
guerrilla,
and so everything's always like, right, no, what can I do on my own without having to rely on everybody? But in this instance, it is a big event. You know, it's like a yearly event that everybody talked about every year. You know, and people used to around about day before New Year's Eve, you'd start seeing people. You know, are you doing a wrap up this year? It would.
You're doing a wrap up this year,
and it would be like, well, it normally comes out New Year's Day, so you know, obviously, if it's going to come out, it's coming out on New Year's Day, not before. And then there'd be like a 2-week period of getting the video done and trying to get that out as soon as possible, and then there was like performances and you know, trying to get it premiered on radio and all you know, it's like it's sort of,
and you're trying to get it all done before they forget it's New Year.
Yeah,
it's a really short period to actually hit the fact that
exactly. Yeah, because 2 weeks for the video. Yeah. If you're longer than 2 weeks for the video, it's gone.
Yeah. That was the and imagine that, like we'd be able to get the video done way quicker.
Yeah,
because it'd just be like, rent out here, you know, like
pay this person, AI this bit. green screen that bit.
Yo, Chat GPT this.
Chat GPT. Write me a wrap up of 24.
Oh, there we go. Jesus. That'll be the next one, boy. They'll be like, man, he just got Chat GPT. Look, you said it on the video. Yeah, that's hilarious, man.
Oh, no.
What?
More, you can't add that in there. It should only be released at real New Year.
Wow, that would be a statement. That would be a statement, though, to do that, like. To be like... No, but then again, how are you wrapping it up? Because, that would just baffle everybody if I'm wrapping up, like, from... If I'm doing, like, the financial year wrap-up type thing. Where it's like,
welcome to May 24.
That'll mess them up, innit? That'll mess them up. Nah, I can't. I won't be able to do that.
This is for mums. You're doing this. You're doing essentially the wrap up. You're doing a wrap up for mums. So
you said that will give you more time.
Mums need to know. Mums enjoy normal New Year, so you're doing it for them.
Maybe do the remix for the.
That's why 2 a year, man. Let's bump it up to 10 G's and everything. Good, man. I'll do friggin' spring equinox. You know what I mean? Summer solstice. You get all the wrap ups, boy. You know what I mean? Add another 5, you get all the like, Zodiac wrap ups. Yo. Do you want me to like be on Fiverr? Like, I'll wrap up the last minute. You just have to. So man, we'll put it out there. See how that goes.
Yeah. So
look at that, Mr. Green. You need 1,000 people to give you a tenner. Bam.
Simples.
That's it.
Drop some bars. What's that, King Chico? Drop some bars at the start.
At the start of the new year, maybe, as you mean.
Yeah, man. It's that simple, man. You know what I mean? The amount of people that have hit me up about friggin' oh, the wrap up, this, that, the wrap up, blah, blah, blah. I ain't done it for how many years? You're still talking about the wrap up. All right, put your money where your mouth is now.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Let's get it
see
in.
if you really
yeah.
want this wrap up.
Let's get it in everyone's face. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The amount of tenors you spent on some bullshit beer in some bougie ass bar. Do you know what I mean?
Twiggy green.
Huh?
Yeah.
Green with twigs in it.
Yeah, man.
This is the second pledge video. This is the second one.
How many times you thought you could get in Cali and it was straight up bullshit star dog from Bradford?
You fucking loser.
Yeah, you lost it. I ain't saying Bradford got bullshit weed, by the way. I'm just saying it was.
That tenor could have gone towards the wrap up.
Yeah,
you loser.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore. You can't be losing anymore. You thought it was Skittles. This time now, it was just straight up higher grade. It was possibly some just red beard, like old school.
Bit of money you spend on the lucky dips for the lottery.
Yeah.
Just skip that for a week.
Two bingo cards.
You know?
Yeah, man. The money you spent going to see Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
Yeah. The money you spent on the popcorn.
Yeah. The money you spent on the popcorn.
Just don't drink 2 coffees for a week. Just miss out 2 coffees in your week and you can pay for it. And put a tenner in.
Oof.
4, it'd be about 4 Greg sandwiches, sausage rolls. Just allow them. The 4 that you had last week. Think about them.
It's less than half a pack of cigarettes.
Wow, that is
less than half a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
The game done changed.
You know what I'm saying?
9 cigarettes.
Yeah.
9 cigarettes and
so
you could be
improving
in
your health and your knowledge and saving money at the same time.
Yeah.
Investing in something better.
9 cigarettes, you could be having such a laugh on New Year's Day when you're normally just sobering up.
Do you know what I mean? Think about it.
Think about it. But what's it called? Delayed gratification. That you just miss out 9 cigarettes now, knowing that on New Year's Day you're going to be cracking up.
You're getting it. That's that's the bottom line, is that you're getting it. You know what I mean? After all that time,
all those disappointing presents,
all those years of frustration,
I've got the wrap up coming,
anger, ticks, you know what I mean? Sleepless nights, you know what I mean? Aggravation, mortgage problems, you know what I mean? Breakups, makeups.
I've got the wrap up.
The ups and the downs.
Life in general.
Many downs.
Yeah. Broken trusts.
All those years. Pain. Anguish. Anger.
Abandonment.
High electricity bills.
Betrayal. COVID.
Lockdown.
Wars.
Yeah.
Tyranny.
9/11.
Dismay.
Refugees.
Trans people. Everything.
Oatmeal.
It'll all be worth it.
It all out there.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Mr. Green, look, instead of paying for drinking water for a week, drink your wee, like me.
Yeah. Drink your wee. Donate.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah, man. But anyway, you lot know what you'll get. Do you know what I mean? And anyone who knows how we make things get done here, you know that the wrap up will be something major. It'll be good as well to be able to take the piss out of anyone and not feel any way. That's the other thing, is it's quite hard when you know that you may need to keep these sort of links at some stage to help your career keep going. But if we're able to self-fund it in this way, then
good. Yes, such a good point.
Yeah, it's like, yo, chick, who wants what, man? Yeah, man, I'm bulletproofed up, bro.
Get yourself a Cameo account.
Yeah. So
Who wants a greeting? 180 quid. I'll send you a 1-minute message every morning.
Yeah, that would be the funny thing. But no, see, Mr. Green's like, why do you want to put yourself through another wrap-up? And it's like I said, I don't want to. Like, I actually don't think it's going to work the way that we'd love it to. Do you know what I mean? Just off the fact that I think people are more talk than walk. Do you know what I mean? When it comes to saying, oh, yeah, I want the wrap-up, you know.
Yeah.
But, all right, we'll see. But I'll do it if people want. If I know people want it to that point,
yeah,
will they actually donate? Then bam. Because I think there's definitely more than enough people. When you look at the views, there's more than enough people out there to make it happen without hurting their pockets, without hurting themselves. You know what I mean? And it's, you know, like, boy, if it can't happen that way, then, man, we just carry on putting out music. You know what I mean?
No
for the people that actually want the music.
Anyway.
Exactly, yeah, it's no sweat.
The wrap-up is quite, it's a fun thing, but it's just a gimmicky thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like not so much something I'd want to always be doing and known for, just, you know, hey, people, the guy that does the wrap-up. It's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, and so, but doing it like this, it will probably end up that way. I'll tell you that, because, you know.
Yeah, but you'll sleep all right.
Yeah. Well, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not hard to do. Like, for me, it's not hard to do in terms of make sure that people get the type of wrap-up that I want them to hear.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, yeah, I'll say it like this. You know how, do you know what I mean? So that's way more motivation than having to, like, think about, oh, right, where can I try and, you know, we can promote it ourselves. Do you know what I mean? We haven't got to worry about who to go to premiere it and all that, this, that, and the third. It's like we know that there are people that are definitely out there wanting to see it and wanting to hear it. So, we, you know, this keeps that sort of community going, in a sense.
Yeah.
I think this is where it seems to be going in terms of music and art and whatnot, is you create a community around what you're producing, and rather than letting all these outlets do all the BS for you.
Create your niche.
Yeah. Although I will say, if people do want to bid to premiere it, then we're taking all sorts of bids and donations. So don't feel shy if you do want to premiere it, then you know.
Is that
what are you offering?
Is that reverse payola?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
We're holding them to ransom.
Payola, I like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But Mr. Green said, Mice, without being rude, people asking for a wrap-up because you did wrap-ups. Come on, do you think such of the street wants to pay for it? Nah, I don't think they do. But that's the whole point. It's like, if they do, then I'll do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. That's what we originally talked about. Is that you know, it's no big deal if they don't want it.
Yeah, like
I'm not offended.
Yeah. Like, you know, it's Dan who put it together. He was like, "Nah, I'm just gonna do it," and we were always like, "Yeah, but you know, you still doing this?" You know, every other evening or whatever, when he'd be like, "Oh, could we just film this? Can we just do
it?"
this?"
It wasn't said, "Oh, can we film?" I'm like, "Oh, right, you're actually doing this then."
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So you know, it's like, all right, well, whatever, man. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, it's not. You know, we weren't doing it anyway. Do you know what I mean? So no, it doesn't. Yeah.
At least we got a funny bit of content out of it. So.
Yeah.
That's all we really care about. Yeah. So we'll show it again now. For you could see if Blades or Hoochanu, I think, are in on it already. I think so. I think UKHH.com are in on it. So yeah, there's that. Blade. Yeah, we can have a chat with Blade.
Yeah, Mr. Green saying, I'd support you, but honestly, I think what you said about time, how much time and energy it takes. Yeah, that it's basically because of that. It's like, yo, this isn't like let me just do for one day, and it's like, right, this is over days. Do you know what I mean? Of all the shit of trying to like research what. Even the people that I ask that are into all the stuff that I'm not into, I still have to go, huh?
You have to get all that information as well.
Yeah, from them, but then I have to go and make sure that information is actually true. Like, because sometimes they're talking about shit that was the year before, and that mistake can be made. So I've still got to go through it anyway. Then I've got to work out, because obviously I don't want to write it in January, like do it all mad linear, because that's kind of boring. You want to make it more of a jumble thing, and like, oh right, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, that link things and all that. You know, do it in the way that I like to do it, and all that. It's not easy. It's not just like a 1 minute rare. Do you know what I mean? Like when I'm saying it's easy, I'm saying it's easy. I know how I can make it entertainment for people. That part's easy. But in terms of putting it all together, all the information that it takes, that's gone on through that whole 12 months or whatever, that's like a whole friggin' you know what I mean? A jigsaw puzzle that you're trying to piece together.
A couple of evenings doing that, just getting in stories together.
Yeah. So, you know, it's not, that ain't, like when you, do you know what I mean? I don't have a team around me doing a whole bunch of that. It's only a few people that I can ask, like, oh, what happened in football, or what happened in blah, blah, blah. And then I've still got to run around and make sure, you know, so that's a lot of work that people might never know nothing about. You know what I mean?
And then beat selection's the next argument. Well, not even argument, but it's the next issue, because it's like making sure it's the right one that you can get all the information on, and that can hold up for being that long, because they ain't short tunes, are they? So
no, true. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. It's got people have got to listen to the same bit of music.
Like, we've had a choice of at least 3 or 4 to pick from, and be like, okay, it's going to be this one, or it doesn't work on this one, and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's it. Yeah, you don't fuck about either. So you know, you have to try and, it's not just like this is the beat and like, you're going to just use this beat.
Yeah.
It's like it has to even work, you know, and it also has to fit in with the pack.
There's enough times we go through enough beats, man.
And they've all got to use a particular set of sounds to make sure that it's the wrap-up sound. So,
yeah.
You know, but,
yeah, that's a whole nother, you know, boy, thinking about that, where we're like trying to, nah, the beat needs to be a bit more, I'm thinking more like this, or and then we got to sit with it to make sure it is that, and then have to sort of rearrange the rap so that it fits more to the beat a bit sometimes as well, and then record to it. Like, man, it's hectic, bruv. It's a lot, and I think we put it on ourselves in a sense, obviously trying to make it something special. The other thing is the length as well. You know, it's never the average length of a tune, so that's the other annoying thing about it. You know what I mean? And that's it. It's like, Mr. Green's right. It's like ideally getting a sponsor for it would be the right thing. Do you know what I mean? Whether that can happen or not. Well, you know, we're using the best we can at the moment to put the word out. So maybe things could change and that can happen. But, you know what I mean? Fuck it. If these up for doing it, then, you know what I mean? Might as well try. We don't mind getting our little acting chops in there.
No.
See what happens.
And, oh, sorry, I meant to say everyone, great ideas there. I said every great ideas in the chat. But we just need you lot to share the video everywhere all at the same time, just so that we can sort of, you know, just get it out in one go and just share it as often as you feel like you can, really, and try and let's just try and sort of like see what the initial interest is like and how many people we can get it in front of who will have their memory jogged and think, oh yeah, shit, I remember the wrap-ups, yeah. You know, and I think the video is like strong enough to pull people in, you know, and give them something to occupy their little brain while they think about whether to go over to the thing and pledge basically the price of a fucking, like we're saying, 9 cigarettes.
Yeah.
Or 2 coffees or whatever it is.
Or 4 croissants in Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah. And let's just see what happens. And like you lot are like I said, you're our inside team, you know, so we're just showing it all to you first so that, you know, you're sort of in on it, really.
The uncommon senses.
Yeah. And what Mr. Green's saying about getting a sponsor, that is sort of what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
We're just seeing it as like, if people want it and they know it's an honest request, and that we're not really asking for, like, we haven't got like outrageous demands. We just want to put together a piece of content that people find funny and that a lot of people talk about, and that it really is something that can be sort of shared around with everybody. It's not just even just a UK hip hop thing. It's like a sort of, it's a wrap up. So it's, you know, it's bigger than just a piece of UK hip hop. It's something that can, you know, it can get everybody into it. It can get everybody's eyes on a part of the culture.
6,000 nuggets.
6,000
people. 1 nugget each.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They all get more than 6,000 views.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. 50. The amount of views they've got, it would mean people putting in something like 25p each.
Wow.
On the amount of views of the old wrap-ups have got. If everyone who's watched it put in 25p, you'd easily cover it.
I might guarantee another one. Do you know what I mean?
Ooh.
Not saying that we'd do another pledge thing. But I'm saying that might guarantee. Do you know what I mean? Who knows, man? Who knows where it could go?
Yeah.
Colin didn't look at me with a good. There wasn't
he
a
didn't
good look
unsteam
on
his
face
glasses,
when I said
didn't
that,
take his glass off and wipe him and look at you again.
Corner peak 2 years in a row. Can I let it go again?
No, maybe after this one, if they want it, we'll switch it to the other New Year.
Yeah,
one every 13 months.
You got to follow us now. You know what I mean? This is our year. Nah, this is my year, fam. What are you talking about? Yeah. So we see how that goes, man.
Let's get it shared though out to everybody, and I'll run the video again now, so we can see it.
Chat room gone quiet.
And ask you to let me do the honors if you will. See, I'm not trying to copy you, just borrow from you still. Plus I'm a fan and it's a way to pay homage to your skill. It's time for the UK. Okay, so for the second time skills, I need to shout you, my friend, cause that time of year's come around here again. Yeah. It's the UK rap. So as a new age has entered, it's time that I remind you of what you ain't remembered.
Every year from 2009 to 2013, the country celebrated New Year's with the MysDiggi UK wrap-up. Critics said,
unmissable roundup of the year.
Damn, MysDiggi 2009 UK wrap-up just give me goosebumps. He went in.
A cleverly constructed annual rap roundup. London's MysDiggi drops his brilliant overview of 2012 with this head-nodding Black Einstein produced track. Happy New Year, mother lovers.
Maestro kicks off 2014 with his 5th yearly wrap-up, produced by Black Einstein, summarising the year's events in style.
MysDiggi and Black Einstein are back with another massively popular UK wrap-up.
but for every success, there's a tragedy. And in this case, it was the loss of a real Christmas. Almost no one put a thought into what it took to bring people their Christmas feast. 6 minutes of hardcore barring, brought to you by one of the country's most talented collaborations. Whilst they were universally praised, and people continued to ask,
"Hey, Mice, you doing a wrap-up this year or what, man?" "Hey, Mice, I love your wrap-ups." "Yeah, what, is man doing another wrap-up, yeah?"
And
"Put me in the wrap-up, bruv."
Those wonder years of wrap-ups eventually took their toll on the people responsible for them, and their suffering just went unnoticed. This is Black Einstein. If the wrap-up happens, he won't have a Christmas dinner with the family. He'll be forced to eat his dinner on Boxing Day after receiving a severe microwaving. His beats are unquestionably brilliant and his production skills second to none. But if he's forced to produce another wrap-up, by New Year's Day, he'll look like he's gone 2 rounds with Leon Edwards. But MysDiggi is the forgotten victim in all of this. Imagine how long it takes to write 6 minutes of non-stop fire, constantly tweaking and holding off the last few lines until the minute you record, just in case a celebrity dies or a pop-singing wag has a nip slip at a Boxing Day derby. 3 months of going back over the year, trying to remember who did what to whom, only to realise you've missed out that TV chef whose short split while she was nosediving in a bucket of monkey testicles on I'm a Celebrity. Nothing can get those precious moments back. Not even a premiere spin on Shorty Blitz's show. So please, if you can donate to our GoFundMe, you can have the wrap-up you so desperately want without ruining 3 people's Christmases and New Year's. Follow the link to pledge any amount, and you can guarantee that the UK hip-hop community's finest rapper and producer don't go without this Christmas or New Year's.
Welcome to 2024. Mother lovers. If you love the UK wrap up, help support us so we can do it and still have a life. So thank you in advance.
And who am I in all of this? Why am I so concerned? Because I'm the one who's got to film it all. Pledge now. Okay, cut. Right, do you think that's schmaltzy enough? Yeah. Maybe I could have piled on the pity a bit more. Probably. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do it again. All right. Can you put that Coldplay track on for me, though, this time?
BBC.
Yeah, mate. Jeez.
Need to call that bro.
Dando, boy.
Any Henry's number for his current relief or something?
Very good work, mate. Gotta say, man, that was quality, man.
Yeah.
Serious.
Nice.
Serious. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all, man. You went in. Like, seriously went in. Look at that. Look at the emojis in the comment section, boy. Jeez. AKA Dandolf. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes, man. So that's the special announcement for all you mother lovers out there, man. As always, do you know what I mean? We try and give you something you might not never know nothing about. And now you know it's possible that we might get a UK wrap-up this year. Quite possible.
If you are good boys and girls.
In a colossal way.
Make it
you know what I
happen.
mean? Yeah, I mean, you've got to set the bar high. Yeah, for some people, I think it is high. I don't think it's that high. I think because we've been through it and I've seen what we've had to do. You know, the hard part as well, even with getting the music done, is getting the video done. It's like, yo,
yeah, that's
a whole nother, like, beginning of the year, you want to get people to do this, that, and the third. It's like, yo, I got New Year's coming up, I'm meant to do this, it's hectic, so people got to understand, man, it's something special. Oh, I was going to say, were we muted?
It's Mr. Green.
Jokers. You lot of jokers, man. Yo, we got to give a shout out to the connoisseurs, UK.com. They got the quality CBD products. And when I'm talking about quality, I mean they got Belgian chocolate. They got dark Belgian chocolate. You can get sativa or indica in each. You can also get yourself some sativa balm. You can get yourself CBD sprays, 15 milliliter, whether you want sativa or you want indica or you want the full spectrum, baby. Ow. You get that in 30 milliliter, sorry. Also, you can get yourself that in indica or you can get sativa in a 30 milliliter as well. And don't forget the chocolate stirrers, ladies and gentlemen. God damn, they feel good. You know what I mean? You stick them in some hot water, you know what I'm saying? Let that shit melt. And all of a sudden, you got yourself some chocolate CBD drink that's going to make you think, oh, yeah. And that's that's coming down from the Connoisseurs UK. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to find out about the qualities of the CBD products, they can help you with things like epilepsy. That's right. If you got some foot pain, back pain, knee pain, or love pain, you know what I'm saying? CBD could help you with that too. Arthritis, we got you all night, baby. Anxiety, you might be worried about your wife. She might be cheating on you right down now. You know what I'm saying? With the milkman, but you ain't know. You got anxiety, CBD gonna help you calm down, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You got depression. Hey, it might can help you. I don't know. Don't put it on me, but it might can do. Sleeping disorders. Gonna put you to sleep. Damn right about that. Acne. Y'all spotty mama lovers out there. You got spots on your spots. CBD gonna help you stop. Parkinson's disease, nausea, all of it. Nah, man, shout out to the Connoisseurs UK. Quality products when it comes to the CBD. Make sure when you get to the checkout with whatever you order, you type in the code SYMNNK SYMNNKNA. That's SYMNNKNA. The acronym for something you might not never know nothing about. And you'll get yourself 20% off any order. Bitches and bitchettes. No discrimination. Yeah, that's how you do the reading. When you're Yo, love to the crew that were locked in. We appreciate each and every one of you all the time. Mr. Green, Matha Sovereign. You know what I mean? You're more. As always, welcome back, Sistering. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Shout to Robbie Love. Do you know what I mean? Regantology. Turbo Turbolicious. Black Einstein is in the building for real. Evening all, do you know what I mean? Yes, man. King Chico. Big up to all the crew that were, the silent listeners that were locked in. Hope everyone got the message. We'll be back next week, of course, with some, hopefully we'll have something special. Do you know what I mean? We today, we was like, we'll give you this. Big up to DJ Lock, passed through as well. You know what I mean? It's always good to see when people dip in and out. Tempest Elixir, salute. IBMCs. Yes, it's good to see the crew, man. Always. Hope people are keeping well. What was the bit of news this week? Do you know what I mean? I think we should touch on the bullshit news that's out there, but you know what I mean? Boris apparently might get done now. He might be going jail, might be going pen because he messed up during the lockdown like a year ago or 2 years ago. Do you know what I mean? That little offense that he made where he weren't supposed to go out, but he went out due to the restrictions and all that. Might be going jail apparently.
Wow. Yeah. Season 6 has just started. It starts with the giant baby might be getting locked up.
Yeah. So they're carrying on now.
This could be season 6 big baby on lockup.
Big up to Glee. Shout out to Glee in the building. You know what I mean? Yo, they're on the mad one out there, boy. They're just trying to
American rip-off,
Yeah. It's like you could tell. I'm sure people can tell now.
It's like
man.
Cheap blonde version of Oz.
Serious, Boz. Fuck it up. It's so bad, man. Like, you're like, right, you lot really trying to keep this going. But they're just gonna drag it out. That's how it is now.
Yeah.
As long as you believe.
He's the villain we deserve.
Yeah, that's true.
Messy head.
Thought he disappeared. No.
Messy head snob.
I'm back. And now they're after me. I'm back because it's like, right, he just pops out from nowhere and they're after him. It's like, that's the best way to come back, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
It's like come back as a villain.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah, but as the series plays out, you realise that actually he's not the villain. So they do like the heel turn halfway through sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, so you all the time you're like, oh, I hate him, and then in episode 12 you're like, oh, I see why he's like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm behind him again now.
But
and guess what? Trump's running as well.
Yeah,
they're going to form the alliance again. Oh, yeah, it's Trump and Boris. Oh. And then they get everyone going on that episode 12.
Episode 12, boy, fucking hell.
They have like a crossover episode with the American series where one of the characters from the American show comes into our show.
Jesus. Craziness, man. Yo.
Anyway.
Love and light to all you mother lovers out there. Get on that kin stretch, yes. Check through the comments. We did put the links in there. Do you know what I mean? People should definitely check it out. I think stay buttery. You know, hopefully we can speak to somebody on that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah,
that would be good. Yeah,
for sure. I think it'll be good for people to get a bit of an understanding on that. But you know how it is. We'll be back next week, mother lovers. Do you know what I mean? Yo, Black Einstein.
Good night, all.
You got anything for the people them to follow or look out for?
No. I think
shout outs.
I think I'm gonna come back on in a couple of weeks' time when I got some releases sorted out, and then we can have a long discussion about that.
Sounds good.
Diary for like
Sounds
in the
good.
summertime, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
But at the moment, nothing to follow.
We'll be on there. We'll be on that. Definitely, man. For sure. Dan DNA.
Have I got any links?
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Yeah, no, just the GoFundMe thing, really. Just sharing the video and sharing the GoFundMe.
Oh, yeah,
Listen, if you lot play it the right way, none of you lot have to put anything in. So think of it that way. you lot are in on it. So like, you just share it with everyone else and don't put anything in till November. If it needs it. If it needs it, you know, you might be able to get away with not putting anything in. So you'll be getting it free because you lot were there first.
Ultimate pyramid scheme.
Yeah. You lot share it with everyone else and just put your bit in at the end. You know what I'm saying?
You just picture Dan at the end of the video and he's like, why am I involved in this? As he's saying that, like someone, you know what I mean, edit it so you got the audio of him saying it. And, like slow-mo as well. Do that awkward slow-mo as well. Right, zoom in. Love, man. As always, mother lovers. Do you know what I mean? So, that was Black Einstein. That was Dan DNA. My name is MysDiggi. This is some shit you might not never know nothing about. And guess what, mother lovers? We're out.